Look in the mirror before you leave your house tomorrow. Maybe you'll brush your hair, maybe you'll trim your beard, maybe you'll complain that your haircut is growing out too fast. It feels so normal that you probably never stop to think about it. But now imagine waking up in a world with no scissors, no barbers, no razors, not even a piece of sharpened metal. Your hair keeps growing, month after month, year after year. So what did the first humans do? Did they just let it grow forever? Did everyone look wild? Or did our ancestors discover a way to cut their hair thousands of years before scissors were ever invented? The answer is far stranger than most people imagine, because the story of human hair isn't just about appearance. It's a story of survival, intelligence, and one of humanity's oldest inventions. Hair has been with us for millions of years. Long before cities, farming, or even language, our ancestors were already growing it. Unlike many animals, human hair never really stops growing unless it's cut or naturally falls out. If nobody ever trimmed it, it could become incredibly long over many years. Now imagine living during the Stone Age. There are no bathrooms, no mirrors, no shampoo. Every morning begins with cold air, smoke from last night's fire, and the search for food. Long hair isn't always beautiful in that world. It can get caught in branches while hunting. It can block your vision. It collects dirt, insects, and parasites. A thick beard can freeze in winter or become uncomfortable during hot summers. Keeping hair under control wasn't just about looking good. It could actually make survival easier. But here's the fascinating part. The oldest scissors we know today didn't appear until around 3,000 to 4,000 years ago in places like ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. They were made from bronze and looked very different from the scissors sitting in your kitchen drawer. Yet modern humans have existed for roughly 300,000 years. That leaves hundreds of thousands of years without scissors. So what happened during all that time? Researchers believe our ancestors relied on the simplest tool available, sharp stone. Stone may sound primitive, but it was surprisingly effective. Archaeologists have discovered razor-sharp stone blades at ancient sites across Africa, Europe, and Asia. Many of these tools were made from flint or obsidian, volcanic glass so sharp that even today surgeons sometimes use obsidian blades for delicate medical procedures because they can produce incredibly fine edges. Imagine sitting beside a campfire as another person carefully scrapes away your hair using a freshly chipped stone. There's no electric trimmer buzzing, no comfortable barber chair, just patience, trust, and an extremely steady hand. It probably wasn't quick, and it definitely wasn't painless. But something even more surprising may have happened. Scientists studying ancient human behavior think people sometimes didn't cut their hair at all. Instead, they pulled it out. It sounds unbearable today, but removing hair strand by strand has been practiced in different cultures throughout history. Plucking facial hair with shells, bones, or simple fingers requires no special tools. It hurts, but it works. Over time, the hair grows back more slowly than after cutting. Now picture yourself trying to remove an entire beard this way. Suddenly that 5-minute shave before work doesn't seem so annoying anymore. But humans are clever. They kept experimenting. As Stone Age technology improved, tools became smaller, thinner, and much sharper. Anthropologists believe some flakes were used almost like disposable razor blades. A single sharp edge could slice hair surprisingly well before becoming dull. Then another piece of stone would be made. Every haircut literally came from breaking a rock. And then fire entered the story. Fire changed almost every part of human life. It cooked food, scared away predators, gave warmth, and allowed people to survive in colder climates. But researchers also believe heat may have helped people manage hair. Hair exposed to heat becomes weaker. Some cultures throughout history carefully singed unwanted hair using controlled flames. It was dangerous, of course. One mistake could cause terrible burns. But in a world without modern tools, people constantly balanced risk against necessity. Imagine sitting perfectly still while someone brings a small flame close to your face. Trust wasn't optional. It was life or death. But hair wasn't only something to remove. Sometimes it became something to celebrate. As humans developed cultures and communities, hairstyles started carrying meaning. Archaeological discoveries and ancient artwork show that people braided hair, tied it with leather strips, decorated it with feathers, shells, beads, and animal bones. Long before fashion magazines or social media, hair was already sending messages. Who are you? Where do you belong? Are you a hunter? A leader? A parent? Your hairstyle could answer those questions before you even spoke. Even Neanderthals may have cared about appearance more than we once believed. Archaeologists have found evidence that Neanderthals used pigments, feathers, and ornaments. While we cannot know exactly how they styled their hair, many researchers think they probably groomed themselves regularly. They weren't the dirty, careless cave people old movies often showed. They were human, just in a different time. But here's something archaeologists discovered that changes how we picture ancient people. Ancient combs. Some of the oldest combs ever found are thousands of years old, carved from bone, wood, or ivory. They weren't only for making hair look neat. They also helped remove dirt, tangled hair, and tiny parasites like lice. Imagine the relief after finally combing through weeks of tangled hair. In a world without running water, even a simple comb could feel like luxury. Then humanity entered the age of metal. Copper appeared, then bronze, later iron. Suddenly tools became stronger, sharper, and lasted much longer than stone. Around the Bronze Age, craftsmen created the earliest known spring scissors. Instead of two separate blades joined by a screw like today's scissors, these had two blades connected by a flexible strip of metal. Squeeze them together, and they cut. For the first time, trimming hair became faster, safer, and more precise. Barbers slowly appeared in ancient civilizations. Haircuts became part of everyday life. Not just survival, identity. Ancient Egypt took grooming to another level. Many Egyptians shaved their heads to stay cool in the hot climate and wore carefully crafted wigs instead. Priests often removed nearly all body hair as part of religious cleanliness. Wealthy people owned bronze razors, tweezers, and grooming kits that would have seemed unbelievable to someone living 10,000 years earlier. Meanwhile, across other parts of the world, long hair carried completely different meanings. Some warriors proudly grew it. Some religious groups believed cutting hair should be avoided. Others shaved their heads completely. The same hair, hundreds of different stories. And even today, those traditions still exist. Some people spend hours styling their hair before going outside. Others shave it all off. Some grow long beards. Others remove every strand. Every choice says something, whether we realize it or not. But perhaps the strangest part of this story isn't how humans cut their hair. It's why hair matters so much at all. Think about it. Hair itself isn't alive once it leaves your skin. It doesn't feel pain when you cut it. Yet, changing it can completely transform how someone looks. A simple haircut can make a person seem older, younger, stronger, kinder, richer, or more confident. The same biological material that once protected our ancestors from cold winds now shapes first impressions in job interviews, weddings, school photos, and family gatherings. That's an incredible journey. From sharp stones beside campfires, to glowing barber poles, to electric clippers humming under bright lights. Every time you hear the sound of scissors closing, you're hearing the latest chapter of a story that began hundreds of thousands of years ago with broken rocks and careful hands. Our tools changed, our cities changed, our lives changed. But the simple act of another human helping us manage our hair has survived through every age. Maybe that's the real story. Long before mirrors showed us who we were, other people did. A haircut was never just about removing hair. It was about trust, about community, about belonging. And perhaps hidden inside every modern barbershop, every salon, and every quiet moment in front of a mirror, a tiny piece of the Stone Age is still waiting, reminding us that no matter how advanced our world becomes, we still carry the habits of our oldest ancestors with us.